What is up, guys? It's MugenLord here, and today I want to talk about the 2023 nominees for the Game Awards, because I'm going to tell you this. There's quite a few upsets, and there's quite a few titles that didn't make the Game of the Year list as far as contenders are concerned, and many people are talking about it. And some of this, in my personal opinion, is definitely politically motivated as well. So before we dive into this video, make sure you hit that subscribe button, the notification bell for more gaming content here on this channel. So we're going to dive into this. I will say this. At first, I thought that the Game Awards was a pretty good idea. You know, I know they have similar type of Game Awards in other categories, but this is definitely was one of those Game Awards that I was looking forward to, because it was created and it was hosted by Jeff Keighley himself. I mean, this dude's been pretty much a veteran in the gaming industry as far as his commentary, his interviews. He's been around for quite a long time, way in the early days of E3. So him coming up with something such as the Game Awards, I really had faith in it. I put stock into it, But as the course of the years went by during these Game Awards, I was really starting to get shaky on it. It's more specifically how titles are chosen, and more like alarming to me is how some titles are pretty much been released weeks before the Game Awards, and somehow they make it into the awards and win awards on top of that, and which I find kind of suspect right there. But this year, more specifically, really had a lot of people upset, and we're going to definitely look at the nominees that they have for 2023 by going to the Game Awards site. And I just want to give you my thoughts and opinions on it, and I want to hear yours as well. So we're going to dive right into it right now. So we had the 2023 nominees. We have the various different categories, and we're not going to go through all the categories. We're not going to go through all of them, because some categories I just don't give a damn about, like like best esports game, or best esports athletes, and best esports sports and stuff like that, and coaches. Like, I really don't give a hell about that. So I guess we're going to start at the very bottom, where it says most anticipated game, and we'll check that out to see what they have here. So the most anticipated game they have is Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, Hades 2, Like a Dragon, Infinite Wealth, Star Wars Outlaws, and Tekken 8. Now, I would say this. I haven't really heard any really splash news or excitement coming from Star Wars Outlaws. I don't really see it pop up on my feed. I don't really see many videos talking about that. But for it to be anticipated, I mean, who knows? To me, in my personal opinion, I don't really care for it. All this is just a female Han Solo. You already know what they're going with that, so I don't really care for that. Other than that, Like a Dragon, Infinite Wealth, I can definitely see that. Tekken 8, definitely, especially with the new character, Reina, oh my god, I can't wait. I'll probably do a separate video just talking about her altogether. But pretty much people that I definitely know is really, really hyped for it, and it's right around the corner. So I can see people anticipating that game as well. But Like a Dragon, Infinite Wealth, definitely looking forward to that. Love that game. Love Like a Dragon, man. And then Hades 2. Now, Hades 2 was Hades in general was definitely highly acclaimed. People are definitely looking forward to playing Hades 2, especially at the acclaim that it received with the first game. And I never played it before. My father has a game. He enjoyed it, but I heard nothing but good things about it. But I think when it comes to who's going to win this, as far as most anticipated game, will be Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. There's no doubt about it. Despite how I feel about the story, I enjoyed the overall gameplay of Final Fantasy VII Remake Trilogy, especially with Rebirth. They're adding in brand new additional mechanics, more of an expansive open areas for you to explore. That means it's going to be a ton of quests. You can craft items, and it just looks ridiculous as far as the combat and the gameplay itself is concerned, which I'm really, really looking forward to actually playing that solely on the gameplay itself. So many people are talking about it, and now that Square Enix is essentially going on this press tour, since the game's going to be releasing, I believe, around February anyway, around the same time as Like a Dragon, Infinite Wealth, I can definitely see why people's hyped for this. So we're going to have to wait and see, but I think that Rebirth is going to definitely take that home as far as anticipated game. And then, of course, let's see, best adaptation, best multiplayer. What do we have in multiplayer? Like all right, multiplayer. Baldur's Gate, Street Fighter, Mario Brothers Wonder, and Party Animals, and Diablo 4. Best multiplayer, I think Street Fighter 6 will probably take it. Like in multiplayer aspects, because Baldur's Gate is highly acclaimed in its own right in another category. But as far as multiplayer, I think Street Fighter 6 is going to take this. It just makes sense. Street Fighter 6, the out the gate, since its announcement and since the presentations of the game, everybody's been so hyped over it. People have been playing it. People's competing in it. We have the Capcom Cup coming up and everything. I can't see Capcom not taking this at all. Like, I can't see that. But most importantly, we have here best fighting, and I want to talk about the best fighting because this is pretty interesting. We have Street Fighter 6. I don't know why Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl is there, like part 2. I didn't even know the game was out already or whatever. I remember I covered it and everything. And then we have Mortal Kombat, we have Pocket Bravery, and then we have God of Rock. Now, if you haven't checked out God of Rock, I think it's pretty interesting. It's a rhythm-based fighting game, so it's like a cross hybrid between, I would say, like Guitar Hero and fighting games. In fact, I've done a video about it. I suggest you go check it out. I think it's pretty interesting. But will it win game or best fighting game of this year? I don't know about that. But as far as who's going to be fighting neck to neck, it will be Mortal Kombat 1 and Street Fighter 6. Me personally, I don't think Mortal Kombat 1 should get anything in this category. I think Street Fighter 6 should definitely take it. And what I found kind of crazy was that the Golden Joystick, which was a Game Awards ceremony that came before this one about a week ago, Mortal Kombat 1 beat Street Fighter 6. And I can't believe it. Like, Mortal Kombat 1 has its issues. It has its problems. And I do see where fans do find enjoyment in it. But the game is lackluster as far as content is concerned compared to what Mortal Kombat used to be in this past entries, packed with content and stuff like that. The story's wasn't really that great from what I watched. I watched the entire story on YouTube. And as I said before, with the glitches, the designs of the female characters and the characters in general, the censoring of the costumes, all that other type of nonsense, I don't understand how at the Golden Joystick it beat Street Fighter 6, which is why I believe there's a lot of politics that goes on behind it, because it's not really the gamers that's picking that nominated this stuff. It's a lot of these journalists and these other companies that have nothing to do with gaming or knows little about gaming that's choosing these categories and everything like that. So I'll be surprised if Mortal Kombat 1 beat Street Fighter 6. I'll be very, very surprised. But most importantly, I guess we say best RPG. Best RPG, Final Fantasy 16. We have Lies of P, Sea of Stars, Starfield, and Baldur's Gate 3. Now I'm gonna tell you right now, as far as best RPG is concerned, Final Fantasy 16, in my personal opinion, I don't think it's going to make the cut. I think Baldur's Gate 3 is going to crush everything in this category. And don't get me wrong, despite what I said about Baldur's Gate and my opinions about the other aspects of it, I have to give credit where credit is due. Everybody seems to love the game, enjoy the game, and people are still talking about Baldur's Gate to this very point. After Final Fantasy 16 hype had finally settled down, like, not many people is talking about Final Fantasy 16. Yes, we have the DLCs coming up, but it's not really like everybody's like constantly talking about it. Every time I turn around, it's always something about Baldur's Gate 3. But other than that, Sea of Stars is a good game. Classic title. No, I guess you would say retro title to meet modern standards or whatever like that. And Lies of P, I can see everybody, praising that game is more of that Souls-like game type of gameplay and stuff like that. And Starfield, I don't know, man. I think Baldur's Gate is going to definitely take this really, really easy. I'll be shocked if Baldur's Gate 3 doesn't take it. And I guess we can definitely check out the best, I guess you say best action adventure, because there were some things that people were saying. All right, so action adventure, we have Resident Evil 4 Remake, we have Star Wars Jedi Survivor, Alan Wake 2, Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, and Spider-Man 2 as well, which I think I already mentioned already. Now, this is going to be pretty tough, because there's all these titles turned out to be really, really good when it comes to the gamers and everything. I don't know who's going to take this. I really don't know who's going to take this at all. It's either going to be Spider-Man or Resident Evil 4. And if I had to choose the third one, it will probably be Tears of the Kingdom. I think Alan Wake and Star Wars is going to get knocked out of the running. I think the ones that's really competing is Tears of the Kingdom, Spider-Man 2, and Resident Evil 4. I think those are the only ones that's going to be really going neck to neck with this. That's what I truly, truly believe when it comes to that category. Now, something I really do want to point out is the category that caused the most controversy throughout this whole thing would be the Game of the Year. Now, the reason why we talk about the Game of the Year and why it's causing so much controversy, because many people expected other titles to make it in here. Like, perfect example, you get a lot of Xbox fanboys thinking that Starfield was going to be Game of the Year. They truly thought that this is going to be a contender for Game of the Year. And guess what? It's not on that list. Then you have quite a few people that's upset, wondering like how Super Mario Brothers Wonder is on this list for Game of the Year. And the game just pretty much essentially came out, and to most people it's just a basic 2D side-scroller Mario game. So that's people scratching people's heads. And not only that, we have the Hogwarts Legacy that was essentially snubbed. No nominations at all, or not even for Game of the Year. Now, this is where I talk about where things get very, very political. And I think the only reason why, despite Hogwarts getting so many accolades, and it's sold really, really, really well, it did not get not one nomination. And you already know what that is, because of the creator of Harry Potter and her political beliefs when it comes to gender, the trans community and things like that. So we already know what that is. So they decided not to even put that out there, because either two, they're just as salty of its success and they side with the left side of things, or they don't want to suffer any backlash that would come for having this game, having Hogwarts Legacy inside, in the Game of the Year, or even a nominee. So I think they probably just want to, or it's probably a mixture of both, but who knows. But I know for one thing, Hogwarts Legacy should have been nominated for something. Then you also have people saying that, this Game of the Year nomination is kind of whack, is because we have a remake. Some people don't qualify a remake as a title that should be nominated for something, since it's a remake of an existing title. That IP that already exists. It's just a remake. So some people, were saying like, why is Resident Evil 4 in here? It's a remake or whatever like that. It's not a sequel to a game, to a new game or anything like that. It's a game that's being remade or whatever like that. So that caused that. And like I said before, you have some people that's knocking Tears of the Kingdom. People saying that, hey, this is just like, it's no different from Breath of the Wild. Yeah, they added some new things, but it's just Breath of the Wild DLC. So there is controversy when it comes to that, but a lot of people was expecting to see games like Hi-Fi Rush, where people really, really like, and that was an Xbox title that was really, really unique. But Hi-Fi Rush and everything didn't get the nominations that people were hoping that it would get. But like I said, Game Awards, I don't take them seriously at all. A lot of this is just paid advertisement. This is not really about the gamers, because our opinions really don't matter. You can just tell by some of the categories and some of the choices that was made for these Game Awards, which is kind of disappointing, because you can tell that this is all bought and paid for, and it's just a circle jerk of journalists and just friends up in the corporate world that's just giving each other virtual pats on the backs and stuff like that. So it's pretty much not really it's not really dedicated to us, so which is a bummer. But other than that, I want to hear your thoughts. What title do you think is going to bring home Game of the Year? Definitely want to hear your thoughts in the comment sections below. I think this would be quite interesting to see what you guys come up with. But as far as the Game of the Year, I believe it'll probably be Baldur's Gate. It's either going to be probably between Baldur's Gate, Spider-Man 2, or Resident Evil 4. I don't think Tears of the Kingdom I think Tears of the Kingdom and Super Mario and Alan Wake is going to probably be knocked out. I think the three competitors is essentially going to probably be Baldur's Gate, Spider-Man, and Resident Evil 4 Remake. That's my personal opinion. But as far as who's going to take it, this is going to be a hard one. This is definitely going to be a hard one. If Baldur's Gate 3 don't take Best RPG, it'll most likely probably will take Game of the Year. But if it gets Best RPG, then I can see either Spider-Man or Resident Evil 4, and they'll probably give it to Spider-Man as Game of the Year. So definitely need your thoughts in the comment section below. What are your thoughts? Hit that like button, subscribe button for more gaming content here on this channel. This is MugenLord, signing off. I'll see you game fiends later. Peace out.